friends out there in cream cheese land. My name is Karen. I live in sunny Florida, and we're in Fat Boy's Kitchen right now. We're going to cook up something so wonderful for you. You're not going to believe how quick and easy this is for a supper. It's ready to snap. In fact, sometimes I get this ready, put it on the simmer, and I go get my shower for the night, and when I'm done, my supper is ready to go. My mom used to make this for us when we were little kids. We grew up on a big farm in southern Michigan, and there's lots of work to do, so we didn't always have time to make a big dinner. So she would get out a package of hamburger and slice up some potatoes, and we'd have a nice meal in just a few minutes. So what I've done here now is I've gone ahead and browned a pound of ground beef in here, and I've drained it off. Put it back in the pan. And I added 2 tablespoons of butter to that. And the next thing you're going to do is come in here and put in a can of cream and mushroom soup. We can't live without our cream and mushroom soup. And then you want to get about a half a can of water. Get all that good soup out of there. Put that in there because that's going to help make a really nice gravy. And the star of this show is Philadelphia brand chive and onion flavor. This is going to make this dish incredibly creamy and delicious. Get that in there. And I do have this softened to room temperature, so it's a little easier to deal with. And it will melt a little faster that way. You get that in there. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and stir this up. We've got our burger in here, cream and mushroom soup, and our absolutely fabulous chive and onion flavor cream cheese. I have used the plain flavor before, but I don't know, this chive and onion just brings out the flavor of these potatoes, and it's just better, much better. I've changed this recipe just a little bit from what my mother used to make when we were on the farm, but it's still just as good. And I've made this for people, for little dinner parties, get-togethers. I've catered it at functions that I used to do, a lot of private catering jobs. I don't anymore because I took a job as a cook on a towboat on the Mississippi River. So my catering days are kind of over with, but I still do a lot of cooking out there on that boat for those boys and that captain. Alright, I'm going to show you how this looks so good here in this pan. It's nice and creamy here. It looks good and it smells wonderful. Alright, I'm going to let that bubble there just for a little bit, and I'm going to finish chopping up my potatoes here. I've got some red potatoes. I don't peel them. I think they look better and taste better with the skin on. I do kind of go through and cut off the blemishes a little bit, some of the eyes, so make sure it's nice and clean. And they're about 1/4 inch thick. You don't want them too thin. They'll get a little bit mushy then. And you don't want them too thick. It'll take too long to cook. I've also got some sliced mushrooms that I'm going to put in here. Any kind of mushroom you like. You can throw a can of mushrooms in there if you like. That's fine too. So I'm going to get all my potatoes and mushrooms here together. And I've got in this bowl here, I've got about a half a cup of chopped green onion and my sliced mushrooms. I'm going to go ahead and pour those over the top here. Get that in our sauce. Some pretty colors in there. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my sliced potatoes on top of that. And we're almost ready to go. Put that over the top. And one thing that I have found to do is you need to go ahead and salt and pepper those potatoes a little bit before you cover them up and let them simmer. I did salt and pepper the meat a little bit when I was frying it to season the meat. but I think the potatoes need a little something extra. So then all you're going to do is come in here and stir all this together. And I will try to tilt the pan up here a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Doesn't that look pretty? All those good colors in there. Smells wonderful. When I told my mom that I was going to make her famous hamburger cheesy potato dish here, she thought, that old thing? I said, ma'am, that's the best comfort food that I can remember having as a kid. And it's probably the first dish that I ever did by myself as a little kid. I had a restaurant at one time and used to serve this in my restaurant, and the guys loved it. And what's really good about it, I try to always make a little bit extra because it's really good in the morning with a fried egg on top for breakfast. So I've got this down. Now I'm going to turn down to simmer. And I'm going to, when this is done, it takes 18-20 minutes or so to cook. When the potatoes are fork tender, it's done. I try to stir it maybe twice while it's simmering. And we're going to come back in a little bit and I'll plate it up and show you just how delicious this looks. Alright you guys, I have gotten this meal ready for you. It smells absolutely fabulous. I can't wait to try it. We're going to have it for dinner tonight as soon as we get done filming, as a matter of fact. So I've put it on a plate here for you and garnished it with a little fresh parsley out of my garden. Doesn't that look absolutely fabulous? Your friends and family are going to love it, and they're going to want the recipe for this. And I hope you try it in your own kitchen, because I know you're going to love it. And you can put your own twist on it too if you want. And don't forget to make a little bit extra for breakfast in the morning and have a fried egg on top of it. You're going to love it. Bye.